Hello, my name is Udwake. I'll be showing you my Ruby on Rails Capstone project. It's a job hint, which is based on Twitter interface redesign. I'm going to walk you through the UI process, then we move into the backend features, then we see what the application is doing, what features it can handle. Now, this is a typical sign up functionality. The photo is optional. Either you upload your photo or it automatically uses a photo from Unsplash, generated images from Unsplash. So here is the notification I use Toast for it, and the interface I use Bootstrap, and I create my own CSS to get the custom things out of the way. So on the page you have a sign up. As you can see, it signs up and generates a typical interface for you. So you have the cover page, and you can send a tweet using any of them, either from the home or from this portion right here. So you can also follow someone. If you are on the home page, you can see who to follow suggested. So if I click on this person, I click on the plus icon, I can follow this person. Also, you go to home page, you can click another person, I can follow. I can also check out the people who followed this person, who is it following, followers, so unfollow as well. So if you notice, you can also like a comment. That is like the extra features I added to the application, which was required. So you can like or dislike a post, an opinion, so to speak. So you can also edit a profile by using the icon right here. So maybe change the cover image, date. So you have a custom cover image, or is it your photo you want to change? You can do all of that. So now that this is out of the way, let's look at the back-end functionality of the application, of how it works, what happens behind the scene. So I'm going to start with the tables. We have the ER diagram. So first, we have the user table, which contains the username, the full name, and the photo, and as well as the cover image. Now I use a paperclip for the image upload, so it gives you custom field name like photo file name, photo content type, photo file size, photo updated. So the same thing happens to the cover image as well. And we have the opinion table, which contains the text, and the author ID, which references the ID of the user. And we have the following table. Now this following references the follower and the followed ID. So if this user, you see user 5 is following user 3, so that means this user Udwak follows user 3, which is Mimi. So you get the hang of it. So you have that, and you can't have two. That means you can't have 5 and 3 repeated. So now the other table is the like table, which is a new feature I introduced. So the like, so you have, that means user 3 likes this foot post and app functionality, 5 likes this. So that is basically the relationship for the ER diagram. You have the user ID, opinion ID referencing the who likes the author, who likes it, and the post he likes. So that's basically for the ER diagram. Now let's look at the RSpec functionality. So we tested the validity. Just going to show you the validations that we have. For this, we validate the presence of text. For user, we validated attachment, the content type to the image, and we validate the username to be case sensitive. Case sensitive to be false. That means I can log in with a capital letter or not with the same username. So with the custom message, also too long, too short, it has this custom messages. So that's basically for the RSpec testing, for the unit test part of it. So we have testing for each of the validation process, and also testing for the integration testing, testing for the RSpec. So you have follows the user, logs out the user, is expected to be now. This is association test. This is a pending test. So we have validations for user and association for, and the home. This is like a user story where the user logs in, logs out, through the whole process. So we tested all that under the feature testing. I would show you just a bit. So you have spec. So here we test when a user creates an account, signs in, visit the login path, fill in his username, click a button. So this test was used performed using Capybara, while most of the unit tests we use the shoulda-matchers to test it. So now the N+1 query stuff. Now this is typically a situation where, now if you look at this, all these opinions are listed from our opinions table using the .each method, each opinion. So now I'm calling the opinion table. That's for once. So that's a query on its own, one-time query. Say whenever you're rendering view, show me the list of opinion. But at the same time, I'm calling the author of the opinion. I'm calling the like. How many likes does that opinion has? So now the n+1 query comes in when now each time you call the opinion, you are asking the database to pull data from the database and check who owns this opinion. So now he's going to call the author or the author table. So how do we overcome that? So we just tell Rails whenever we need the opinion list, also pull together the users who posted it, also the likes that they have. So this is where we had that. We have a scope opinion. So you have include author and likes at the same time. So whenever I'm pulling it, so you have the controller where I call this order by most recent. So that was home controller. So you have them here. I'm calling this. So it's a whenever you're calling list of opinions, just include the user and just include the like. So there is no need going back to the database to do a repetitive fetch on each of them. So that is how I solve the n+1 query. The rest of the thing is just a basic concept of the Ruby on Rails process, the controller, the likes, the saving, and I also push the project to the Heroku. So it's live online, capstone.herokuapp.com. You can check it out as well. Thank you very much.